When we started this administration in 2018, one of the biggest things we talked about, and I specifically was talking about, was coming out with a true comprehensive master plan. One that was done by a professional organization that was able to meet with all the different hamlets to get their thoughts and their ideas, what they really want to see in their individual hamlets. And it would become a living, breathing document to help guide this town for decades to go forward.
You look at St. James, what we have here, which we started, in 2018, revitalizing the first hamlet completely from beginning to end. And this was a lot easier, this hamlet, to do because of the fact it's not on a state road. And that's why the other ones are taking longer, because you have to involve the New York State with Kings Park. You got county roads in this concept. You have areas where, but this one we were able to be 100% control, and we brought it under budget and under time, and it just made a difference. There was so many empty stores along Lake Avenue, and I would say 70–80% of them are filled. There's a handful left of unfilled stores.
Downtown St. James is revitalized now because I believe I heard that 20 more new stores have moved in. We got nothing but accolades because it was done correctly. The infrastructure is all solid. Storm drain is all working, and the sewer next year is going to start hooking up.
Comprehensive master plan talks about having a vibrant, walkable downtown district. But what we needed to do with that is sewers. We needed to have sewers. And back then, no one thought we would ever get sewers. We had $40 million from the state, 20 for Kings Park and 20 for Smithtown. It was never going to happen. That was the key. We took that and we parlayed it into actually having sewers. We put a dry sewer line in St. James. We put a sewer line in Kings Park, which is going to be charged soon. And they'll be able to utilize that. And then we also are doing the engineering now for Smithtown. And that all supports what we're trying to do in our downtown districts, trying to have smart development without overdevelopment, which coincides with what our comprehensive master plan called for. It was conversations with community members, civic groups, chambers throughout the 5 hamlets in Smithtown. And I'm happy to say we're doing exactly what that comprehensive master plan calls for. We're not overdeveloping, we're developing smartly.
Well, 8 years ago, this park wasn't here. The parks were in very, very poor shape. The beaches were not in good shape. The golf course, albeit a beautiful golf course, albeit an incredible golf course, you didn't even want to go into the locker room. And particularly for me, I didn't like to go into the ladies' locker room. Everything has been renovated. It's been renovated so the people of St. James that pay these incredible taxes have a town they can be proud of. The changes, if you look around this town, best thing I ever thought, celebrate St. James Park, and the best thing is across the street is an ice cream store. Now what gets better than that in a town?
The capital investment from the town was tremendous. They did a lot of it during COVID. So they put the infrastructure in for the sewers that everybody's anticipating in the business district. The new walkways, the new just overall look and feel with new lampposts, new signage. So it really improved the quality of Lake Avenue. As we were doing the construction on the building, they were working on the park across the street, Celebrate St. James Park. So that was really attractive for us.
You used to drive around to the parks, they still had 1957 era swing sets that were dangerous to the children. You had fields without turf. The kids would trip and fall. They were full of pesticides. It's all about growing the town for the kids of the future. You can't spend enough on the kids because the kids are our future. Out of 75% of the parks that we've redone, we've gotten back $85 million in grants to fund that and to make it. And everybody you talk to in the parks said, I can't believe. I was just at the Little League opening the other night, and they're all saying with the turf fields, they're not having any accidents, the trip and fall, the sprained ankles, and they just love it. They don't get rained out for days at a time or weeks at a time. And the parks make the value of your home so much better.
One of the biggest complaints I've had since I've been in elective office by the residents of Kings Park is that the business district here has been consistently deteriorating, and it needs to be revitalized. It needs help. It needs an uplift. So what we did, we took those complaints and we compartmentalized those, and we went to experts, planning experts, engineering experts, and we asked them to come up with a plan on what they thought was the best method to revitalize and bring our Kings Park downtown back to life.
Back in 2018, the town decided that they wanted to undertake a comprehensive plan, or updating the comprehensive plan for the town of Smithtown. So we went out for a request for proposals and ended up selecting H2M Engineers as the consultant for the comprehensive plan. Then, beginning in 2019, H2M prepared a survey for the town that was put out as an online questionnaire, and we also had public outreach meetings in each of the community's hamlets. So we went to all 6 of the community hamlets in order to get public input on the plan.
The community outreach was tremendous in the response, so we were very thrilled for the feedback, and I do believe that the comprehensive plan reflects a lot of the comments of all the residents of the town.
Many people in Kings Park and other towns in the town of Smithtown about revitalizing their main streets and beautification. And we have done that to a couple of our hamlets already. And right now we have Kings Park on top of the list. And I am so excited about it because I live here myself and my children live here as well. And they want to continue living here. Right behind me, we have a part of the main street that really we want to keep that beautiful small town charm that you can see here that just needs a little beautification between the sidewalks, between the facades of the storefronts. We're just simply trying to make it beautiful again.
Downtown Kings Park today, it's not, though it is doing better than it has in the past, it's not doing as well as it was, many decades ago when the hospital was open and there was all those, again, built-in customers during the day for the businesses. And without the competition of Amazon and everything else. Things are starting to pick up, some facades are starting to get cleaned up, that sort of thing. And it has the benefit of although many say the Main Street is too narrow, having a narrow Main Street does help because you feel like you're in a cozy living room type space. You're not on the side of a highway. And although it's challenging to work with, it does kind of help to create that atmosphere that the businesses surrounding it can kind of help feed into and create that outdoor living room space that people feel comfortable in and want to spend more time in. And when people spend more time places, they spend more money, and that helps support the local businesses.
And the nice part about our new sewer system that we have gives the ability for some of these properties to transition into coffee shops and restaurants and bars, which will give people the ability to want to be in downtown. And then by doing that, we will have a vibrancy that we've never seen before.
There's still a lot to be done up in Kings Park. All the curbs, the sidewalks need to be replaced, and they will be. There's going to be new light poles, benches, garbage pails. A real full downtown revitalization is still yet to come, but we want to hold off right now until all the business owners are able to make their connections. You don't want to put in brand new curbs and sidewalks only for them to be damaged so that the business owners can connect.
So the town of Kings Park actually won $10 million in the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. And one of the town's applications was modified so that we can actually use some of that money to get rid of the wires on Main Street.
We would love to have a different demographic, getting younger people out, more vibrant, keep them from going to other towns locally, Huntington, Northport, Patchogue, bringing them right here, letting them walk down Main Street from one place to the other would be a huge benefit to keeping business strong. I think with the $10 million revitalization fund that was issued to Kings Park, I think it will definitely help business owners, store owners, building owners put money into their storefronts, give them the ability to do that, create a more vibrant feeling to the downtown area.
One of the benefits that came out of the studies that we had done throughout the process over the last several years was the fact that we have several assets here in Kings Park. And one of our biggest assets is our train station actually hitting right smack in the middle of downtown Kings Park. And you could be in Manhattan in an hour and 10 minutes, and you could be in Port Jeff in 20 minutes going the other way. And the other assets that we have, obviously every Kings Parker knows, is Sunken Meadow State Park and Nisququag River State Park. We have the bike and hike trail. We have all these assets that are in close proximity to downtown. We just need to figure out how do we connect our downtown to those assets.
One of our diamonds that we have is our town marina. which we're investing tremendously in it. And right now we're in the process of drawing up plans to increase the size, to get rid of the waiting list as much as we can, and to redo the old one. That will be paid for without taxpayers' dollars. It will be paid by a user fee, because you can't expect your taxpayers to pay for a marina they don't use.
Our town board has done an amazing job of investing in our local communities. Right here is a perfect example of that. We have this little town parking lot in an area where parking has always been a premium and very difficult. We have a very successful restaurant on the corner here. We have the bakery that's very successful. We have the shipping center right here that has a lot of traffic during the day. So the town invested in a small parking lot that does get used quite a bit. The best part about it, though, is that they were able to do it using grant money, so that the installation and construction of this park actually fell on other levels of government. So it was money that our Smithtown taxpayer had already paid, and our town board was able to go and get it and bring it back. They've also installed some EV charging stations that hopefully will benefit our local residents and maybe entice some people to stop and use our downtown as well.
We've been going out and very successful in securing state and federal grant monies to do all of these projects at really no cost to our residents.
Taxes are so important. We cannot tax people out of their homes. They need to be able to stay here, and that's what we do. We get grants, we get funding, we do commercial growth, and you put it all together, and we don't pierce the tax cap.
So overdevelopment is not possible. The capacity of the sewer treatment plant is set for 100% of the maximum use, and that's what we have planned for this business district. So overdevelopment is really a misnomer. It won't happen. I would never let it happen. I love this town. I raised my children here. I have no intention of moving out of Kings Park. It's a wonderful community with wonderful people who live here. And I believe that when we're done with the revitalization efforts that we have planned, I think the residents of the Kings Park will be extremely happy. They'll have a lively downtown, not overdeveloped. This is my hometown, and I will never let it get overdeveloped. I can promise you that.
I'm 68 years in this town. I'll be 68 years in this town. So we are lifelong residents. This is our home, will always be my home, and I will never ever do anything to hurt this town or the residents that live here.
St. James is my hometown, and I'm proud to be making it better for the residents, myself, my family, and I look forward to another 50 years of working with the residents.
I'm tremendously humbled to be in the position that I am as the planning director of the town of Smithtown. I grew up in Smithtown. I raised my family in Smithtown, and everything I do is for the residents of this town.
What I said in 2017, I am extremely proud of myself and in this entire town board. What we said we were going to do, our 6 pillars, what we were going to do for this town was extremely important. We have open government, we have transparency, we've maintained our triple bond rating, we have redeveloped our parks and our beaches, and we have sewers where everybody said we weren't going to do it, and we have a comprehensive master plan that is guiding what we do.
I have lived in St. James all of my life, born and raised here. My parents lived here all their lives. I am on Lake Avenue right now in St. James, and I will tell you that I walked up and down Lake Avenue as a little girl. There were a few stores. We used to go into the penny candy shop. That's when candy was a penny, and we'd pick out different things. I've watched this town for all my life. I love this town. I feel honored to live here, and I know I'm very fortunate.